Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Coach Chris from AccuTrader.net coming at you on Friday, September 6, 2024, after the market close. I told you yesterday we were going to have another great day today, and boy, was it ever a banger. We were down on the NASDAQ futures, 500 points, 2.6, almost 2.7%. And on the ES, we were down 93 points, 1.7%. Huge, huge down day. And that's considering we started out at 7:30 this morning. Oh, by the way, this is a 5-minute chart of the MNQ, the micro NASDAQ futures minis, September expiration. Remember, we're going to be rolling this contract later this week, probably in about 2 weeks. Sorry about that, guys. My dog went nuts. We're going to be rolling this contract in about a week, week and a half, something like that. Over the weekend, I'm going to put up a video of how to add the new contracts into NinjaTrader. It's very easy, but I found it's hard to find a good explanation, and I found one, and I'll film it so that you guys can have that if you still trade Ninja. I'm assuming most of you do. I know I do. I trade it a lot. And market rollover is a tricky time to trade because what you have is big institutions, they liquidate their position in one of the contracts and then buy it in the next contract. So there's a lot of shenanigans that go on and a lot of volume that goes on. You'll know when to start trading the other contract yourself. In Top Step X, they roll the contract automatically, but the basic premise always is as soon as the volume for the next contract, which will be December for equities, as soon as the volume on the December contract is greater than the volume on the September expiration contract, that's when you switch to the new contract. It doesn't switch automatically like on TradingView or NinjaTrader or any of those other platforms. You have to manually switch to the new contract. And like I said, you'll know, people will be talking about it, obviously, and then you'll know once the volume is greater on the new contract, you switch open. But so this is a 5-minute contract of the MNQ. This what I have on my screen is the AccuTrader.net trading system. It consists of this gray cloud you'll see here in the middle with the red basis line. That's the price that is the line that price wants to retreat to as it deviates, either up or down. It eventually will want to go back. This line, red and green line down here, indicates the direction of the market, as does this. And on this one, there's a little arrow there that will go up and down based on the strength of the move in either direction. So at 7:30, we had a huge newsprint. Candle went up and retraced a little bit, but then it continued up. And I thought we were really going to be off to the races this morning. Once this held, because a lot of times what will happen when you get these big news candles, you'll get the initial algo reaction, but then price will usually drift back to 3/4 or all the way of that news move. And today it didn't. It continued up and then consolidated up into the open. Just to give you an idea of the scale of this, from the top to the bottom of that candle is a 200-point move. And it was a beautiful move. It wasn't like a lot of times where you'll see it'll just go up and really stay up. I actually traded this both ways. I got into one micro before the news was announced, and I sold it I got really lucky. I sold it very near the top, and I picked up close to $200 on it. And then I traded it back down and picked up, I forget exactly how much, but quite a bit of money. So it was a really more of a controlled move than normal. And so then the market consolidated into the open, and there was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know, were they at the open, were they going to take it higher, or what were they going to do with this thing? Well, we got our answer pretty quickly, because at the open was kind of a doji candle, a lot wicks on both sides with a small body. But then at 8:35, we got the answer we were looking for with this huge down candle right here, which is, oh, I didn't realize it was that big. Holy cow. 150 point down candle. So it didn't immediately wipe out that news candle, but by here we are 3/4 of the way down, consolidated. We got our first sell signal on the 5-minute candle at 8:50, so 20 minutes after the open, and we had an absolutely beautiful controlled trade. We entered here. Now, I always tell people, take profit. The first take profit is around 50 points. Or if we are well below this basis line, see the separation we're getting between the basis line here and even the edge of the cloud, stay in the trade. Stay in the trade, because it can't just instantly reverse. It can in a 5-minute candle like this, but the price is not going to, unless there's a news event or something else major. But to give you an idea of what you would have made on that move, depending on when, I'm just going to say you entered halfway at this first candle. I mean, it's to right this point right here, you would have had no drawdown, and that's 300 points. It was a massive, massive move to the downside. And that is from, just call it 9 o'clock to, kept going down, 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 2 hours of just a continuous move down. We did have a fake out liquidity sweep here. Look at that. Look what those guys did. Big, huge candle to the upside. But I mean, it just kept going down. I mean, practically all day. And then it just started to level off and consolidated. We did have a little push up here. Let's just see here. 65 points. It's very deceiving. But then mostly consolidation into the close. But I mean, by this time, the majority of the move was over. And if you couldn't find a way to make money in this, I mean, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. I forget what I made on the day, but I was actually red on 2 accounts because I panicked in one of them during this, and I had to close out a position. I think I may have lost 200 or something on that candle. But I mean, on all my other accounts, I was up, and I was up nicely. I mean, I think I was up an average $300 to $350 in all my accounts. So it was a nice day for me. And then after the close, this kind of surprised me a little bit. They pushed it down another 130 points between the close and when the night expired at 4 o'clock for me, an hour after close. They kept this thing drifting down. And in fact, I did a scalp here and picked up, I don't know, I think it was around $150 to $200. I just had a feeling after the close, there was so little volume and stuff. Who is going to come in here and start buying after all of this going into a big weekend? So I was right. I picked up some nice. I was reading the market very well today for a change, and it was really a nice day. I enjoyed trading it. Most of the indicators had enough data that they were accurate, and it was a controlled move, except for this pre-market here where we had a little shenanigans. The rest of the move was pretty controlled, and I mean, to me, it was really a nice move. Now, the question is, are they done? Because we're getting a lot of conflicting kind of signals from the Fed on exactly what they're planning to do. Initially, I think it was a slam dunk that they were going to do a 1/4 point or a 50% or a half point move at their upcoming meeting. But now we're starting to hear grumblings that they may just not do anything and just leave interest rates as they are. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with the election coming up, but that's the problem. Traders do not like uncertainty. And right now, it is a little uncertain as to what is going on with the Fed. And then, of course, we do have some issues with some of the tech stocks are getting a little shaky as well. And I think we're starting to see a transition out of some of these high-flying tech stocks into either cash or some more stable type of equity. So what a day. I think we're in for a big week next week. Really, really a nice day of trading. Can't wait to see what happens. I'll start trading Sunday night. So hope you all have a great weekend. I will be putting up a couple of videos, so keep your eye open. Have a great weekend, everyone.